Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back with another YouTube video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing, let's do part number 9 of my ongoing series of reviewing the MCU. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy. I believe it's 2014. So yeah, anyways. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, I just finished watching Guardians of the Galaxy. And this is part number 9. And I just finished watching it. And yeah, to say the least, I really enjoyed it. Very good movie. Yeah. So the way I like to do these things again, these reviews, sorry, is I like to go initial reaction, bad, good, final score, and final thoughts. So yeah, my initial reaction. Honestly, I think this is a really good movie. Holds up to this day. Uh, what is this movie now? Like 7 years old? I think approaching 8 now. So yeah, this movie is actually it's actually a little bit old now. Like, I remember just like yesterday this movie came out, and I watched it in theaters. So it's pretty cool. It still holds up good to this day. Really enjoy it still. Um, yeah. So yeah, let's go through it. Let's go through the bad and the good. So for bad wise, I mean, this movie is pretty close to perfect. If I do say so myself, yeah, this is pretty close to perfect in my opinion. I would say, there's nothing really grossly wrong with it. I mean, I can't really think of too much that's wrong with it. Like maybe there's like a little bit wrong subjectively, but I mean, for the most part, it's a pretty good solid movie. Like there's nothing too bad about it. So yeah. Anyways, in terms of the bad, not gonna lie, Ronan was not the greatest villain. I mean, in perfect in a in an honest way, to say the least. I mean, Ronan. I don't know if that was a very good villain choice. To to say the least, like I don't know if that was a really good villain choice in that aspect. Like I would have rather seen Ronan in perhaps like another movie, for example, maybe even like something like Captain Marvel or something, being like the main villain. Um, so when like Ronan was the villain, I mean, he's still cool. He's still like I'm actively interested in him. It's just I don't know if he is the greatest choice for this movie, as well as when he's in the movie, he is kind of like. He's a decent villain, but he's not the greatest or he's not like the worst or anything. He's just like perfectly in the middle. But I mean, he's still cool looking. He's still cool. At least through my eyes, I think he's a cool looking villain and also an interesting one. And the next one, I'm not gonna lie. This is a subjective kind of thing, but this is just my opinion. As much as I like it being really funny, it's pretty funny. That makes it good. Is sometimes the humor could go a little too far to say like sometimes the humor was just a little too much. I mean, there were certain and we see this also in the second movie. Sometimes it suffers from too much humor. Now, don't get me wrong, it's funny. It's fun to laugh and laugh these movies whatever. But this sometimes it would ruin kind of those scenes. Like a lot of times you would be in a serious moment and then all of a sudden they start cracking jokes and stuff and it just be like it just kind of sucked. But I mean, there's honestly there's scenes, for example, where the humor does work to its betterment, I guess you could say. For example, like when they're all in the thing together, it's like Rocket's slight jokes and stuff. That did really brought up the scene more. But I mean, at the same time, there's other scenes in the movie and stuff where it's just like, why is there a joke at this time? Like, why is there this joke at the certain time? Like, it doesn't make sense or it ruins that very serious moment. Uh, yeah, I mean, this movie doesn't have it grow like a huge problem like that. I just say it's a very minor problem. I'm glad that for example, they didn't do like certain jokes during like the ending battle and stuff. So I mean, it still was good on that level. Yeah, so that's pretty much for bads. Not too much. In terms of good, So first of all, with in terms of good, writing wise, very good. I really liked how we saw character development for all these characters. That was really good. James Gunn writes these movies pretty good. Also enjoyed the subtle themes of like finding a family that's not necessarily a blood related family, and how these all these characters kind of like became a family. That's something I liked about Guardians of the Galaxy compared to the Avengers, where it feels like Guardians of the Galaxy is more of that tight knit family, whereas the Avengers feels like they're just kind of like, yeah, we got to go together and stuff like that. Whereas this, I really like the writing behind the characters and everything. So that was really well put. Uh, as well as that, I like the music. The music is pretty good, music choice. And I'm just talking. I'm not even just talking like theme or soundtrack. I'm talking both of them. Like the themes were very well put, very interesting, did its job, and then the soundtrack, of course, was pretty interesting. I mean, that could be subjective to certain people, but I mean, I think it's just a well done kind of soundtrack. Sorry, just as somebody who never really listened to certain music like this before, I thought it was still interesting, and yeah. So yeah, there's that as well. The next thing I liked the action. The action was pretty well put. I really enjoyed the action. I thought it really made the scenes much better. So that was pretty interesting with that and everything. So yeah, and I mean another thing is just kind of like a cherry on the cake, I guess you could say. I really enjoyed this film. I honestly, the enjoyability in this film is crazy. I mean, it's just awesome. Like, I haven't met one person who said Guardians of the Galaxy is a trash movie, or they don't like it, or it's overrated or something like that. Honestly, I would say like this movie has just aged perfectly. It's aged perfectly, as well as it's just like a movie that doesn't divide any fans or anything. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. That was really interesting. My final thoughts quickly. I thought this movie again. It aged perfectly. I think it's a really good movie. I really enjoy it. One of my personal favorites in the MCU. Honestly, I'd say top 10 in the MCU. Out of all the MCU, I really enjoy it. Uh, yeah, I can't wait for the third movie. And in terms of my score, I give it an easy 9 out of 10. I think it's a really solid movie. But anyways, that's pretty much it though. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.